So a lot of you that watch my videos, that follow me on Twitter, etc., a lot of you guys, I know you trade ICT, you trade SMC. And myself personally, I trade SMC, I trade ICT as well. And it has leveled up my trading to an entirely different playing field. I was profitable before I found ICT, but SMC, I was able to take it and dial in my precision and just take it to another stratosphere of profitability. Okay. Now, a lot of people that trade ICT and SMC though, they still struggle. Okay. And that really, really that goes for basically every type of trading style that you do. Most beginner traders struggle, but I see the problem with a lot of the people in the ICT SMC community. And it's a huge problem. Like I see a huge problem with a lot of people in this community, and it holds them back. And if you can, and I'm going to tell you how to go about conquering that problem. So what a lot of people face that learn ICT, SMC, whatever you want to call it, is information overload. That's why a lot of you struggle. That's why a lot of you struggle with ICT concepts. That's why a lot of you find it difficult, why you find it hard, is because you're trying to do too much at once. This is a huge problem. Because ICT, he has this huge library of videos for you to learn from. Like, it's just so many different stuff, so many different concepts, so many different models that I completely understand it can be very overwhelming having all that available to you, not knowing where to start, etc. And what beginners try to do is they try to consume everything at once. They try to watch they try to watch everything in one sitting. They binge watch, as ICT says. They treat it like Netflix, and that is a terrible way to learn because you don't digest any of that info when you learn. Like you're not learning anything. You're not digesting any of that info. It's going in one ear and it's going out the next. You're just binge watching. You're not really learning. If you really want to start to get good at using ICT concepts, if you really want to start to become, I guess you could say, fluent with utilizing his tools, what you need to do is you need to start with one concept. That's the key. You got to start with one concept, master one concept, and then move on to the next. So for example, or like one model. Let's take the 2022 mentorship of ICT. That's my favorite mentorship. That's my favorite model of his. It's just so incredibly simple, and it's just an amazing model all around. Okay, there's not very many moving parts to it. Anybody can do it. Anybody can trade that model. What a lot of people will do is they will learn that model. They'll watch all the videos. And then for like maybe a couple days or so, they'll go into the market, they'll look for the patterns, but then they'll get that shiny object syndrome. And then they'll see another ICT teaching another model. They'll see something new that he's doing. Then they'll pivot over to that. And then they'll try to learn that as well. And then they'll see something else. And then they'll pivot over to that. They'll try to learn that as well. And they keep hopping between from one thing to the next, from one thing to the next. And they don't really learn anything. Okay. You're just scratching the surface of something. Then you're moving to the next. And the reason you're not seeing results is because you're scratching the surface. That's all you're doing. You're not digging into the actual content. You're not actually making an effort to learn it. You need to put all of your focus into learning one model. So let's just take the 2022 mentorship. Yes, watch all the videos, but watching doesn't equate to just by simply watching a playlist of his, a model of his, or him teach a model. You're not gonna learn it that way just by watching. And he said it in countless of his videos as well. You have to actually utilize that info. You have to backtest. You have to go back into your charts and you have to look for what he's teaching. That's going to do a lot for you. You have to actually go into your charts, look for the patterns, look for the signatures that he's telling you to look for. You have to learn how to identify in the chart. And then of course you need to look at real-time data as well and learn how to identify it in a real market environment as well. And if you do this repetitively, if you do this over a long-term basis, if you do this over time, you stay consistent, you keep looking for the same exact thing. You're not chasing the next shiny object anymore. You're not looking for all this different stuff. You're focused solely on this model, and you go into the market every single day and your focus is this model, like your tunnel vision. Nothing else exists except your model. That is the only thing that exists in your reality. And every single day, you show up every single day. That's the key. You got to show up every single day and you look for that specific signatures. Over time, you're going to start to become fluent with that model. You're going to start to learn the ins and outs. You're going to learn that model intimately. That's what's going to happen. And if you're just bouncing around, if you're trying to chase it after like each shiny object. You have all these different shiny objects that are popping up, and you're always chasing that next thing. You're not gonna reach that level of fluency with ICT concepts. It's always going to be hard to you. It's always going to be difficult. Okay. I know a lot of you are ADHD. I'm ADHD as well. I know it's difficult. It's very difficult. I'm about as ADHD as you can get, but you have to force yourself to learn one thing inside and out. I'm not saying you gotta like stay in that box forever. You can branch out, but it's only after you master it. And a lot of you have not even scratched the surface of even learning these concepts. And you bounce from one thing to the next and you wonder why it's hard. You wonder why you're getting overwhelmed because you're trying to take on everything at once. It doesn't work like that. You got to take it one piece at a time. You got to take it one brick at a time. And guess what? Just by putting together one brick at a time, before you know it, years down the road, if you just focus on one at a time, you're going to have a masterpiece built. You're going to have a complete masterpiece built, but it starts by taking one step at a time. It starts by focusing on one model, whatever that is for you. Okay. I'm not saying you got to do the 2022 mentorship. That's personally my favorite. I think it's his best work that he's put out, but it's really up to you. Find what works for you personally, because that's why ICT has, I guess it's more my interpretation. I could be incorrect, but I think the reason why he has so much educational material out there on his YouTube is not, it's because he understands everybody has different personality styles. There's different styles of trading that fits one person better and then another person better. So he's kind of branching out and he's giving you different styles. Okay. Because what fits you might not fit someone else. And that's why he does it. He's not saying you have to learn everything in his library. He said before, find your model, focus on your model, and it's game over. So find your model. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know everything to be profitable, guys. You just need to learn a few things very well. What did Bruce Lee say? I fear the man not who has practiced 1,000 different kicks, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 1,000 times. That sums it up perfectly. Learn one model and practice it over and over and over and over and over again. You show up every day. You look for that model. You back test. You look at all that old data. You forward test. You look at You pay attention to live data. You look at it as it's unfolding in real time. You watch those video lessons countless times, not just once. Watch it a few different times. I think that's necessary as well. You need to watch it a couple different times. That entire playlist, not to watch it several times over so it really sticks. And that's what it takes. And guess what? You know how many people are doing that? I guarantee you very little are doing that, or actually putting that amount of dedication into learning one model intimately. And that's why they're always chasing the next shiny object. Okay. They're looking for that dopamine hit of fun of that next shiny thing, the next new thing. Because at first it seems like exciting. It seems new. It's like a new world, but then it just dies down. It loses that spice. And that happens with everything. That happens with every strategy. That's fine. Are you here to make money? Are you here for long-term consistency? Or are you here for quote unquote that spice, that new thing? I don't know about you, but I'm here to make money consistently. So if you are here to make money consistently, is that your goal? Well, you best start focusing. You best start focusing on one model. Master one. And that is the secret to conquering ICT concepts. That is the secret. That is how you learn. That's how you learn, guys. That's how you become fluent. Focus on one. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. And also another thing, for any of you guys who are not in the Discord chat, I do have a free Discord chat that you can join as well. Myself and many other people in there trade ICT concepts, SMC concepts, whatever you want to call it. I have countless video lessons. I post a free watch list every single morning that the market is open in there that you can learn from. It's just a really great community of people, like-minded people that you can connect with, that you can share ideas with, and you can become better with. It doesn't cost you a dime to join that chat. Not a single penny. I'll have a link in the video description. Feel free to join. Okay. So I look forward to seeing you on the team. And yep. So I'll catch y'all later.